Welcome to the second day of the second European Convention of Family-Friendly Municipalities, this year titled Moving Towards Family-Friendly Europe. My name is Kristin. You already know me if you joined us yesterday. If you don't, then good that you're here today. I will be your host for the rest of the day. We are going to have several very exciting presentations on different aspects and topics relating to the family-friendly Europe concept and municipalities being more family-friendly. Yesterday, on the first day of the conference, we spoke about general topics, for example, about the local and state partnership, about the capabilities of local governments to make family-friendly policies without making extra expenditure. Also heard about the handbook concerning the Sustainable Development Goals that is developed for local municipalities. Also heard about children and children's well-being and their subjective self-assessment of their happiness. And lastly, ended the day with a panel of great young voices coming from large families, describing their experiences and their insights about what it's like to come from a large family, what it's like to move on in life coming from a large family, what they expect from local governments and the state as well. So if you weren't with us yesterday and any of this seems interesting to you, you can rewatch the conference first day on LFAC YouTube channel as well. This conference is organized by European Large Families Conföderatioon, LFAC, and also the Estonian Association of Large Families, and is also supported by the Estonian Ministry of Social Affairs. So to start off today, our second day of the conference, we are moving on to the first part of today. So we're firstly in the first half going to speak about several general topics also regarding this overall topic of moving towards family-friendly Europe. And in the second half of today, we're going to look at specific best practices coming from different municipalities as well. But enough about me. To start off the second day of our convention, I invite to speak Mr. Raul Sanchez, who is the Secretary General of the European Large Families Confederation. And he will introduce the network of family-friendly municipalities, why, how, and the rest of the important questions that go along with it.
Thank you very much, Kristin. Welcome to all the attendants to this second European Convention of Large Family-Friendly Municipalities. Yes, I'm going to introduce very briefly what is the European Network of Family-Friendly Municipalities. I know that most of you who are attending this second convention, maybe you have applied and you are joining the network, but I know that there are many municipalities, new municipalities interested to promote family policies in their municipalities, and they are curious about what is this network. I would like to show you a very short video telling you the history of this network. It's a very young network. We have only 2.5 years, and this is the history. If I, okay, then let's go.
The autonomous province of Trento has, for a number of years, invested much energy and effort in promoting innovative family-orientated policies, which have taken root within a context of social and territorial solidarity. Provincial Law No. 1 of 2011 was the first local law dedicated to family well-being to be implemented in Italy. The standard mark Family Trentino for municipalities was born in 2007 for local public administrations that decide to reorientate their policies in a more family-friendly direction, setting up services that respond to the real needs and expectations expressed by families within their territory. The certification Friends of the Family Municipalities grew from this early experience. The National Network Friends of the Family Municipalities was founded in 2017 and headed by 3 principal actors. Firstly, the Family Agency of the Autonomous Province of Trento, copyright owner of the standard mark, which will assist those municipalities interested in being certified for the mark. Secondly, the municipality of Alghero in Sardinia, which was the first Italian municipality to have obtained the mark Friends of the Family Municipalities. Thirdly, the National Association of Large Families, within the context of horizontal subsidiarity, with the purpose of promoting the standard mark across the nation. The principal objective of the network is to activate at a national level a study workshop on family policies to experiment new management models, family discount cards, and sustain social and relational capital, prioritizing local family associations within the context of horizontal subsidiarity. Within this context, the natural next step from the network in Italy is the network in Europe. In Poland on the 2nd of June 2018, an agreement was signed between the autonomous province of Trento and ELFAC, European Large Families Confederation, which is the European confederation that unites the national associations of large families. It is a common interest of both bodies to develop across Europe a culture which promotes the well-being of families and the birth rate, through the spread of the Friends of the Family Municipality standard and the brand Family in Europe, on the basis of the experience developed in Trentino. The objectives of the agreement are: first, activate a process of reorientation of policies of the municipalities concerned towards family certification through a cultural and administrative process inspired by the concept of new public family management. Second, to promote the principles of horizontal subsidiarity, actively involving the family association movement in the territorial implementation of family-friendly policies, such as, firstly, sustaining family life projects and the birth rate. Secondly, promoting an integrated system of work-life balance services. And thirdly, favoring implementation policies that facilitate the transition from teenager to adulthood. The third objective is to activate at a European level a study project on family policies to analyze and implement innovative management, organizational, and policy evaluation models, the family association movement practices, discount systems, and family cards, etc. Up to today, cities from Spain, Portugal, Poland, Lithuania, Hungary, and Italy have signed up to the network. If we cultivate new ideas, the seed will always take root, bud, and will produce good fruit. If the family grows, then society is fortified, leading to growth in the economy.
Then, as you have seen, this is a short video we made with the help of the Province Autonomous of Trento, who was in the beginning as a model of this project, to extend this project to the whole Europe, to tell people what is the European Network of Family-Friendly Municipalities. If we go through our website, in this website we have the history that you have listened on this video about what is the beginning of the European network. And here you have the main aims of the network: to support the life project of families, specifically large families, to help reconciling home and work life, to encourage policies that help young people to transition to adulthood, to create a cultural, social, and economic environment favorable, welcoming, and attractive to families with children in Europe, promoting a subsidiary culture of family, to build an alliance in favor of families among civil society, municipalities, and companies, to work with strategic European institutions to promote family mainstreaming and a holistic view of family policies, to promote exchanges of good practices, friendship, and know-how, improve mobility, cultural exchanges, fighting economic and cultural poverty, and to support municipalities introducing innovative family policies in order to create a common and shared standard of quality family services and benefit. What is not the European Network of Family-Friendly Municipalities is not a certification. We know that the reality of Europe is very diverse and it's very difficult to fix the same and equal standard for everybody. Every reality, every territory has their own characteristics. Then the idea of the network is only to work together, to share good practices, to learn one from each other, and to help municipalities that want to improve their family policies, to have some knowledge and some experience and good practices from other places that maybe they can apply in their municipalities in benefit of families. What are the benefits if you join the network and you are a municipality? Then you'll be part of the register of the European network of family-friendly municipalities. You will be able to access a reserved good practice database. I will show you it later. You will receive news about what are doing other municipalities, interesting reports from academia, research that maybe help you to work better for your families. To share information, this is I think the main objective of the network, and to take part in study visits. With the pandemic situation, we have changed the study visits into an online tool, which is called a virtual tour. We show what is doing the municipality through internet in this virtual tour. To join international meetings, seminars, and the annual convention like this that we are now, to publish information about your municipality, to use the logo of the European network, and the most important, to join a vast movement towards a family-friendly Europe. Then, which are the requirements if you want to join the European network of family-friendly municipalities? We are looking for municipalities that are still working on family policies, but they want to improve these policies. Then we have a global minimum family criteria. We have 10 requirements, and you have to accomplish only 5 of these 10 requirements to apply and to join the network. You can read here which are these requirements: the engagement of family associations in your municipality. You need to have services, some services for families, of family benefits. You need to have a specific body for families in the municipal council. It could be a council member, an agency, or representative of families. This is very important that we are going to talk later to establish a plan or strategies for families and youth policies, to have an info point for families, maybe on internet or physically, to have family-friendly policies for municipal employees, to develop housing policies for families, to build a family-friendly environment, to take into account the needs of families in park, urbanism adapted for families with children, and to organize some family events. If you are accomplishing 5 of these 10 requirements, then you are perfectly ready to apply and to join this European network of family-friendly municipalities. Applying is very easy. You only need to go here to fill the form. We can see the form now. We verify the application, sometimes with a consultation with our large family association in each country, and after that you will receive the confirmation that you are a member of the network, and in the annual convention you will receive officially the diploma of membership of the network. Here on our website, I would like to invite you to check all the parts of the menu. Here we have the network members. Now we are in 8 European countries, and we have 31 municipalities joining this network, and we have this specific section on our website with all the news about our municipalities, so the activities of the network itself. For example, here you can watch the first day, yesterday, of the European Convention, and also the virtual tour. The last one was with Zagreb. The next one will be with Braga from Portugal. And here you have the best practices database. If you are in your computer and you want to check the database of good practices, you will find that you are required to introduce a password, because this database is only for members of the network, but of the attendance. And we are going to change this password in the new year, but we have the password is network 20. Network, the first letter is a capital letter and 20. Network 20, and you can read the good practices. You can introduce here the password, and here you can find like here, yes, you can find a description of every good practice. For example, this Bursa Ungarica scholarship. Yes, perfect. Yes, you have the name of the practice, the city, the years in operation, the objectives, description, field of application, target, budget, and evaluation impact outcomes. Then these are a very short introduction about what is the European Network of Family-Friendly Municipalities, and I hope that most of you maybe will be encouraged to take part in this movement to create really this family-friendly environment in all Europe, starting from the beginning, from the local policies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raul, for this introduction. We will hear soon more from Raul and about the network as well. But now moving on, just a quick reminder that if you're joining us either from the Facebook Live or from the YouTube Live, you are very welcome to ask questions from our presenters today. If you ask questions on the comment section, then I can ask those same questions to our presenters. So feel free to ask your questions, share your thoughts or your comments on the comment section of the live that you're currently watching, and then we can convey these messages to our presenters as well. Now, moving on, today we are going to hear from Luciano Malfer, someone we heard from yesterday as well, but today he's going to speak about the family plan, a strategic tool for family-friendly municipalities. Luciano Malfer is the General Director of the Agency for Family and Youth from the Autonomous Province of Trento.
Hello, good morning to everybody. Thank you for the invitation to this important meeting about the family-friendly municipalities. Thank you to Regina, Raul, and to the Estonian Association. I will show you the model of the Autonomous Province of Trento about specific the family-friendly municipalities. I can share my video. You share my video at the moment, right? So we are here. For us in Trentino, the well-being policies for families have been implemented in innovative ways compared to traditional approach in order to achieve the well-being of families and citizens. The big question, the big issue that we want to analyze and discuss is this. It is possible to increase the local sustainable development by promoting the idea of a well-being society without public investments. This is the big idea. And the question that I discussed yesterday about the saturation of economy is one of the idea. And now I present you another idea, is the certification. We want to certify all the country, all the actors of the country about the family friendly. And this is very, very important to improve the local development. This is the idea, and we have already implemented this idea in 10 years of our work about this, to build this system. Trentino is today a living territorial laboratory on well-being policies. Well-being policies have been implemented for more than 10 years. We are here. Trentino is in north of Italy, is a mountains region, and have good performance about social cohesion, development, social development, and so on. At the moment, we discussed yesterday about this number. The question is that now in Trentino, the 90% of the population live in family-friendly municipalities. This is important. Well-being and local development. The well-being policies for family is a big question. The well-being policies for family are not the social policies. The family policies are economic policies that can improve the local development. The family policies are not the social why the family is not a problem. The family is a resource of the municipality that can improve the local development. This is the change of the vision about the important role of the family in our society. We discuss implementing this idea, the well-being of family, and all the policies are family, with this concept, the family mainstreaming. We want to redirect all the policies, and the family plan goes in this direction about in the family plan. No? The family mainstreaming, we have to analyze all the policies of the municipalities. With this concept, family mainstreaming, the public authority gears potentially all the policies towards the well-being of families and citizens. The redirect of the local, the actually policies without new public money, new public resource, but with the resource that we have now. All policies can be family-friendly policies. The competence of the well-being policies is of the president of the council, not only in one minister. The president involves all the ministers about these issues. And the big, the spider web model that I show now you is this. This is the spider web model. In the center of the spider web, we have the well-being of the policies, and these are the specific policies that are redirect about the well-being. When we started about to implement this model, we beginning the model with the museum. The museum is the sector more near about the family-friendly policies. Now in Trentino, we have a lot of policies already redirected to well-being of family. This concept introduced another concept. The other concept is this, new public family management. We implemented in Trentino a new concept. The family-friendly municipalities is one of the policies. You can, in this model, the municipalities is one of the policies, the number 7. We have a lot of other, but this concept involve this new methodology. The methodology is this, new public family management. We have family standard, family public procurement, family brand, municipality family, family district, family audit. This is a specific line guide to work-life balance in the companies, the manager of the country, networking analysis, and so on. A lot of new concept to work about this concept to family mainstreaming, the well-being of families. Some suggestion about this concept. Family standard. In Trentino, the family agencies worked about these issues. The family brand is assigned to the specific organization by the agency only if the organization have adopted the optional and mandatory requirements. We have a lot of requirements, and the standards are defined by a specific commission. In the group, there are representatives of families, tourism, municipalities, companies, trade unions, and so on. At the moment, the family agencies have developed the family standards of 12 categories: sport association, hotels, castle, museums, restaurants, bed and breakfast, country farm, family services, municipalities, companies, private and public companies, public transportation, pharmacies. The pharmacies is the last standard. We have adopted last year this standard. And family municipalities, quindi focuses now about this standard, no? In this model, no? The spider web model, the family mainstreaming, a new public family management. The words are new words about our context, but this is a new culture to improve new models, to improve this well-being in the country. Family municipalities is this, diciamo, policies, one of a lot of policies. The family-friendly municipalities are one of the most important keys to the model. 90% of the Trentino population live in a family-friendly municipalities. This process has been activated in Trentino, Italy, and Europe with the big work of ELFAC, a Italian National Association of Large Family. In Trentino, the brand is this, the situation is this. In 2020, we have 100 municipalities already certified. And this is our unions of municipalities. The color blue is the municipalities that now are not family friendly. You can look what is already implemented in Trentino about this question. And this is the population, no, that live in a family friendly municipality. 90% of the population live in one municipality's family friendly municipality. This is the situation in Italy, in Trentino. This is the situation in Italia. You can look the logo. The logo is the same, family in Trentino, a family in Italy. And this is the organization that has joined in the network. We have fast 100 municipalities in Italy. The municipalities are in more region in Italy. Trentino is the red region, and these are the other region in Italy. Our, the national coordinator of family-friendly municipal network, Mauro Filomena Ledda, now working about in this isle, Sardinia. This is a big process in act. These are the municipality certified municipality. Now we have fast 20 municipality already certified with the family in Italia standard. It is the population. It is the situation in Italy from municipality already certified. In Europe, we are here. In Europe, family in Europe. The big work with ELFAC in this moment. And the network is this. No? The issue of this convention is to promote the culture about the importance in the local. We have to improve this model to promote a new culture about the family. The key of the question of the family-friendly municipality is the family plan. I present now some of the action activated by the family-friendly municipalities contained in the family plan. This is action from Trentino municipality, family-friendly municipality. The actions are not a big question, are the little, are important question, but one thing and another one make the new culture is important. Benefit, some municipality give the benefit for the birth of the first child or the second or the third. Every municipality can adopt the policies that he wants. Another holds for the winter. In Trentino, the winter is very, very strong, and this is another benefit that the municipality give without public fund to the large family or the single family. bonus to West tariff, pedibus to improve the relation between family and children. This is supermarket with this discount for the 4th week in the month. It is important to promote these facilities to family. Work-life balance services, Kindertrippe, Kinderheim, and so on. Engagement of family with the fest, consulting with the family in the municipality to discuss about the municipality policies. Park, pink park for the family with the child. They promoted a new culture about men and women to the care about the children. This is the question not only from the women, but is a new culture about the men. Parking auto for big family. Park to the passagini, facilities in the bedroom, other facilities in the restaurant, Spielplatz, add another facilities, Babeltelhome. This is just a new concept implemented in Trentino in some public park to give some services to family, to change the children and so on. A transportation family, a pathweg or the bike weg is in the mountain for little children, medium children, and so on. Finish. This is the presentation. So this is our work, and we are here to discuss eventually to answer to questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this introduction, for obviously what has been a very good and very tremendous work on this field. Unfortunately, we do not have time for questions at this moment, but thank you again for finding the time to join us on this convention today. We are now moving on to the European context. We have Dubravka Sucha, who is the Vice President of Democracy and Demography from the European Commission, and speaking today about the demographic challenges in Europe, global issues with solutions at the local level. So we're going to have a discussion about that. Welcome. I'm sorry, you have to unmute yourself. We cannot do it from here.
Okay, unmute. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, thank you, Christine. Dear ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this opportunity to address you this morning. As I recently said to the National Assembly in France, families form the core of our society. The European Union has been built by communities and ultimately by families. As the first ever Commissioner or Vice President for Democracy and Demography, this Commission attaches great importance to the demographic issues affecting people's lives. In my role, I focus on the whole life cycle, from the rights of children to those of older people. As we have seen, demographic trends can vary tremendously from one member state to another. Indeed, trends vary even within member states and between regions of member states. And since I have had the honor of serving as a mayor, I'm keenly aware that policies at the European level can provide inspiration for effective implementation of solutions at the local level. I also know that we all need to work together to find the best way forward for the benefit of all our citizens. If we are serious about supporting all families, then it is essential to create a nurturing environment in which all kinds of families can thrive, no matter what their composition or size is. This ranges from single mothers to recomposed and large families. We need to ensure that this caring approach transcends borders. In the words of President von der Leyen, if you are a parent in one country, you are a parent in every country. Having said this, I must underline that family policy, including the definition of what a family is, remains a competence of each member state. The Commission has consistently supported and will continue supporting the well-being of families through a number of policies. I will briefly share with you some of the work I have been doing. Addressing demographic change is key to building a fairer and more resilient society. I work with my colleague commissioners to ensure that our policies take account of the implication and impact of demographic change. Last June, as you know, the European Commission adopted the first ever report on the impact of demographic change, highlighting the links between demographic structures and the impact and recovery potential from the crisis. The report helps identify how the people, regions, and communities most affected can best be supported. This report prepared the ground for the recent Green Paper on Aging, the European Union Strategy on the Rights of the Child, which we adopted yesterday, and it underpins the upcoming long-term vision for rural areas. First, to the Green Paper on Aging. It may be a cliché, but we are all aging from the day we are born. Even the young are impacted directly by the prospect of living a longer life. Aging brings both challenges and opportunities. This really drives me in my work because we must balance our policy making for everyone across the entire life cycle, making sure we leave no one behind. This is why on the 27th of January, we launched an European-wide discussion and public consultation through our Green Paper on Aging. The public consultation is open until the 21st of April. I invite you to contribute your ideas and opinions, highlighting your perspectives and the needs of large families. This conversation is multidimensional. We should grasp the opportunities of aging, including through the silver economy, innovation, as well as intergenerational solidarity. All of these issues have particular implications for large families and need to be addressed through a joint effort of all levels from the European Union to the local. Families are composed of many generations, so we must address intergenerational solidarity or intergenerational responsibility. It underpins the very fabric of our societies, particularly in the context of children's rights. This is where my work on child rights comes into play. Yesterday, as I already said, the Commission's adopted first ever comprehensive European strategy on the rights of the child. The strategy is designed to embed the perspective of child rights in all European Union policy areas. We are talking here about the rights of the most vulnerable children who have the right to the same protection and access to services. I want to underline a key feature of the consultation process. The consultation for our strategy on the rights of the child benefited from the contributions of over 10,000 children. This is not just a strategy for children. It is most importantly a strategy by children. And whatever is to the benefit of children should be to the benefit of their families. And now to our third initiative under demography. In June this year, we will adopt a long-term vision for rural areas. The vision will propose actions to harness the potential of these regions to the maximum. It will address challenges from demographic change to connectivity, low income or limited access to services. While making rural areas attractive, we must ensure that they remain rural and maintain their unique rural character for everyone to enjoy, including families. This is a clear example of how the global can be mapped onto the local for the benefit of the local. This is for the beginning for my introductory statement. I want to thank you and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you for this introduction. So I would like to expand on the main demographic challenges facing Europe today, and how do you see them solved through European and local policies?
As I said, One of the key trends is aging. This is why we came forward with the Green Paper on Aging. As I said in my introduction, the family is the fundamental group of society and the natural environment for the growth and well-being of all its members. The European Union has at its disposal several tools to support families, both at the legislative and policy level. So policy instruments designed to the benefit of families include the Work-Life Balance Directive, which we adopted in 2019. This directive aims to improve families' access to family leave and flexible working arrangements. This has a direct impact on people's lives and their ability to balance their professional and family commitments. The directive must now be implemented by member states. This is where the local level comes into play. It is vital that every member state implements this directive fully so families can fully enjoy their respective rights. Indeed, this directive addresses the kind of flexibility required by large families in particular. Another example of family-focused policies at European level is the Council recommendation on high-quality early childhood education and care systems of 2019. It highlighted how essential these services are in order to improve education outcomes and to give a fair start to all students, especially those coming from disadvantaged backgrounds. I recall that education is a member state competence, but this does not prevent us from European level. This does not prevent us from supporting each other in our respective ambitions to care for families. I also want to mention European Social Fund Plus for the period 2021 to 2027. European Social Fund Plus is a fund that invests in people, human capital, training, employment, education, and social inclusion, especially for the most vulnerable. The European Social Fund Plus will help to implement the European Pillar of Social Rights. This fund can provide numerous contributions to families, including both children and parents, through investments into many areas. I will mention just a few examples, such as education, including accessible early childhood education and care, and measures to prevent or address early school leaving. Another area is that of employment, which looks at training and retraining, self-employment, entrepreneurship, personalized services, and guidance. It also looks at second chance programs, especially for young people. All of these programs and solutions, while supported from the European level, need to be implemented at local level. To really succeed, they need to reach each intended individual beneficiary. To make this whole system function, we all need to work together from Brussels to Tallinn and to our smaller communities, or to Tartu maybe. When it comes to social policy and inclusion, 25% of European Social Fund Plus funding will be dedicated to social inclusion measures, notably for disadvantaged groups such as children, Roma, third country nationals, and persons with disabilities. These measures address social integration of people at risk of poverty or social exclusion, including the most deprived and children also, and it looks at housing solutions, community-based services, social inclusion measures, and various types of material assistance. All this work happens at the grassroots level through support from the European Union level. This might answer your question.
Obviously, this is a big question, and we'll probably have a lot of time to explain most of it. Perhaps you can further reflect on the depopulation issues, and especially the rural areas that you mentioned, and how they can be tackled from the European level.
I'm very grateful to be asked this question, because depopulation is a serious issue that can have major consequences on all our lives. Many rural areas across the European Union face depopulation trends, in particular the remote ones. Population may be so low that it is difficult to achieve decent scale economies that would allow the production of goods and services, including public services. We know that depopulation goes hand in hand with aging. To overcome this challenge, we must look to create job opportunities and conditions for generational renewal and well-being by ensuring access to vital infrastructure and services. We cannot leave rural areas behind. Instead, we must increase their access to education, to access to health and to the internet. We must address the specific needs of rural elderly population. In addition, let us think about how our lives have changed since this pandemic started over 1 year ago. So much of our lives, including this meeting today, has moved online. It is therefore unacceptable that 40% of people in rural areas still do not have access to good internet connection. Bringing broadband to every village is a huge opportunity and necessary to revitalizing rural areas. This is particularly important for young people, as they are the key to guaranteeing the future of our rural areas. The depopulation issue is one that will be assessed in the long-term vision for rural areas that I mentioned earlier, and it will be adopted in June this year. We need to manage depopulation in a smart way, aiming at preserving the present population and making rural areas attractive to young farmers, to professionals, to newcomers from urban areas, as well as migrants. This communication will provide an ambitious yet realistic idea on how Europe wants its rural areas to look in 2040, in line, of course, with the Green Deal. We must ensure that our precious rural areas have the infrastructures required to remain an attractive place for families to live, to work, and to be educated there. And to mention only one fact, 100 million Europeans live in rural areas, and rural areas cover almost half of European territory. So this part of our population must not be neglected and must not be left behind.
So, as we have a lot of family-friendly municipalities and representatives of large families, people listening to this convention here today, could you expand more on position of large families and what solutions are needed for them, and how specifically on European level what could be done?
Let us look at this from another perspective. Let us look at how potential solutions to any demographic issue do not only have to be geared toward families or even a particular type of family. Solutions can also come from the local level and from families themselves. I think about a remark made by one of the experts at our discussion the other day with the French National Assembly last week. One of the experts mentioned the necessity of family-proof all European Union policies. This is an interesting idea. It would ensure that each time we come forward with proposals at our level, we would need to ensure that they are in line with the needs and requirements of families. And this could potentially include putting a percentage of the recovery funds aside specifically for family-friendly policies and at the local level. These are ideas that need to come from families and family-oriented organizations, and so we are listening to your requirements. One important step was taken on the 28th of October last year, when the Commission adopted a proposal for a directive on adequate minimum wages in the European Union. When set at adequate levels, minimum wage can ensure. So when set this minimum wage at adequate level, it can ensure a decent living for workers and their families, reducing in-work poverty and inequalities. I mentioned already that we adopted the strategy on the rights of the child yesterday. This strategy will contribute to raising the visibility of the rights of children across the European Union. This should also help raise the visibility of children's rights at national level. We hope to inspire the local level to mainstream child rights across their own policy making. Yesterday, we also adopted the Child Guarantee at the same time. This initiative will be an instrument focused on children in need and their access to key services. We have noted the suggestions of the European Large Families Confederation on the Child Guarantee and welcome your involvement in the process. Please ensure that you continue to give a voice to families in our policy making. I want to thank you for all your questions, for having me with you today, and for your interest in work of my portfolio.
Thank you, and thank you a lot. I know that Ms. Susha must leave us now to attend to other obligations, but thank you for your insight and explaining us the ideas that on the Europe level are influencing the topics that we are speaking about today. So thank you.
Thank you, and all the best.
So as I mentioned earlier, in the morning, we're in the morning right now, but a few presentations ago, we heard from Secretary General of the European Large Family Confederation, Raul Sanchez, about the network, and he will continue with that presentation now as well.
Yes, sorry very much. I have put now a screen before you finish your words. But yes, we have received some questions about the network, the European network. Then I would like to answer some of them and to announce a news about the network. One question is how much does cost to be member of the network? Then the network is totally free, totally free. This is an initiative of from civil society, open to all municipalities, European municipalities, and participation is totally free. The only thing we ask is to have a strong commitment from the municipality to take part in the activities of the network, to share good practices, to sending news to be published on our website or interesting documents, to have an active participation in the network. That's all we ask to municipalities to be part, to join our European network. Another question is if we have to travel or not, but in the beginning, we wanted to organize visit studios in the same municipalities to know the good practices in the same place with the same protagonist of these practices. But now with the pandemic, as the Vice President of the Commission told us, it's not easy. Then we are organizing this kind of study visits online with the virtual tour. Then the good news we have is that we are going to start in very short time a new website, a specific website of the European network. I would like to share with you some short screens of the new web, because you know that now the website of OLFAC is on the same. So the website of the network is on the same website of the European Large Families Confederation. Now it will be independent and with its own website. This will be maybe the home, and you have some screenshots how will look this new website of the European Large Families Confederation. I think it will be a good tool to extend this network to all other countries. And to create also national networks, because the idea of our European network is to create national networks in every country of Europe to help and to do the same task we are doing at the European level, but at the national level first, to share good practices between municipalities of the same territory. Some of them will be able to create a national certification as a family-friendly municipality from that country, because sometimes the characteristics of a country they have a common standard, and it will be possible to create this national certification, and the national networks will be in charge to accreditate that a municipality accomplished the requirements to be part of the European network. This is the idea. We have now a national network only in Italy. It was the first in Europe, in Portugal, and we have agreements with these two national networks, and they will be in charge. They are in charge when you apply to the national network in Portugal and to the national network in Italy, and they will send to us your application. If you are not from this country, you can apply directly. But now we are starting a national network in Spain, a national network in Poland, a national network in Hungary, a national network in Latvia, and in other countries they are also starting. And our idea is in 1 year to have in every country of OLFAC to have a national network of family-friendly municipalities. I don't know, Christine, if we have another question or not.
So currently we don't have questions from the audience, but perhaps you can expand on the ideas of what the network is doing to increase its members and municipalities and its reach.
Yes, well, our first objective now, the first activity we are going to organize is the next virtual tour with Braga. We had one, the first one was with the city of Szczecin in Poland, the second one with the city of Todi in Italy, the third one with the city of Zagreb from Croatia, and now the fourth will be Braga in Portugal. If you are attending this convention and you would like to take part, to organize a virtual tour, to show your municipality and what are you doing specifically, if you have some practices that maybe are interesting to other municipalities to show, then you are invited to apply, to write us, asking that maybe you are interested to organize a virtual tour, and we can do it during this year. Our idea is to show one municipality but from each European country along this year. And I think it will be a good opportunity to learn from each other about what are you doing. And in the 4 virtual tour we have organized till now, many people say that they have learned a lot because the problems that families have in one municipality sometimes are the same problems that your families are having in the same municipality, specifically in this time of pandemic, because so many things has to change. You have to adapt to the new situation, and logically, if there is a good idea in one place, sharing this idea with everybody, our work will be more effective. That's, yes.
Thank you. So perhaps if I'm a representative from a municipality that perhaps hasn't been part of the network, hasn't heard of it a lot, but is thinking about trying to be more family-friendly, moving towards a family-friendly Europe like we're talking about today, what do you recommend? What should be the first steps? What they should start off with?
Well, yes, this is precisely the task of the network, to advise and to be a counselor, an advisor for the municipalities to make a study of the situation of the municipality and to start developing these family policies very well adapted to your reality and the reality of your territory. But logically, the first step is to establish a plan or a strategy, a family plan or family strategy for the municipality. Yeah, and I think in this, to do this task, we have a lot of experience from many municipalities, and we can help the municipality to establish what could be the objectives, what could be the activities, and the plan, the schedule of to develop a family policy during 3 years, 4 years, or 2 years. I think this is the first step. I would like to advise to all municipalities if they want to start to develop and to improve their family policies.
Thank you, Raul, for this introduction of the network and the topic in general. So we will be moving on now from here. And as I mentioned earlier today, then today is sort of divided into 2 parts. We looked at some general topics and heard about the European level, for example, just moments ago. But now we're moving on to good practices from all around Europe. So we're taking a short trip with the remaining 2 hours that we have on our convention day today. And we are starting this trip off with Estonia. We have Ms. Kelly Ellison, who comes from the Estonian Ministry of Social Affairs, the Employment Department, and who is an advisor there. And she will speak about the Youth Guarantee support system in local governments. So the system that tackles the issue of young people who are not in either studying position or in education, and how local municipalities and governments can identify and find these young people and also support their return to either education or entering the labor market.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. I am Kelly from Ministry of Social Affairs of Estonia, and today I'm going to talk about the Youth Guarantee Support System. And coordinating this system in Estonia is one part of my everyday work. And me myself used to work as well as a case manager in municipality. So I have experience from different levels. So let's start. I will share my slides. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see. We're not in full screen, so if you can now go to full screen here.
Okay, one moment. I have here. So let's start. Youth Guarantee Support System. What is it? This is actually like a hands-on tool for local municipality, and that enables municipality on the one hand IT solution that aggregate data from national registries in order to identify potential 16 to 26 years old needs. And on the other hand, this is a case management guide for contacting a target group and offering suitable help. So the objective is to improve the outreach and identification of needs in municipalities and better integrate them into the labor market or education. And we believe that the municipality is the best, I can say, key party because the municipality is the most close to the people. So why we needed it? On the one hand, Estonia presented a Youth Guarantee implementation plan in 2014. This is an action plan to support young people in need situation. And so we had different services and opportunities for young people, but actually we did not knew where or who these young people are. On the other hand, we had increased need and youth in unemployment rate, like actually in everywhere in Europe. And we had to take steps. So here you can see this overall system of this Youth Guarantee support system. And the first step is that municipality must submit the application to data register of social services and benefits. The data monitoring is following from 9 different national registries. After that, the list of potential young people in need is created for municipalities. After that, municipalities will make proactive steps. So they ask young people if they need help. And after that, the fifth step is that young people is going to answer, yes, I need help, or no, I do not need help. Because all these young people who are in this list actually do not need help. And after that, if young people said that yes, I will need some support, the case management is following. So of course we needed to make some changes in law. So we added a paragraph that the local municipality can identify the need for assistance of a person, especially a young person who is 16 to 26 years old, and the legal basis to process a national personal data which states who is going to process data, what data exactly is being processed, and for what reasons was needed to make it possible. So who are we talking about? Who are these young people? They are not studying, they are not working, they are not registered in unemployed. They has not been assigned permanent lack of capacity for work or loss of work capacity over 80%. They are not receiving a job support service. They are not engaged in business. They are not receiving benefits for raising a child who is under 1.5 years old. They are not imprisoned or in the pre-trial detention, and they are not in the substitute or defense services. So I talked about the case management. So this is the method we are, I can say, applied, or how we help these young people. And here we can identify as well 6 steps. So at first, it's important when the local municipality is having this list, they must see who are these young people in this list. Do we know who he or she is? Maybe they are already familiar names. And after that, the municipality send out letters to these young people. And the sending the letter is, I can say, automatic process. So they are not doing it manually, but they already have this ready letter they can send out to these young people. So after that, creating contact and trust is important. The second step. So if the case manager do not get any answers to a questionnaire, then they call these young people, especially when they say, yes, I need help, or they do not answer the questions. After that, the assessment of the need for support is taking place. So the first call, why you need help, what is the situation now? The fourth step is the most important, because there is the first meeting. Today, of course, they're doing this virtually, but on the fourth step, the goal setting and action plan planning is taking place, and of course the cooperation agreements with or between case manager and the young people, because this must be cooperative relationship. After that, the fifth step is steps to call. I can say implementation of this action plan, and of course cooperation with different stakeholders, different services. And the sixth step is a follow-up, up to 6 months to prevent relapses, and of course before achieving the goal, of course. So what are the results? Today, this system is in municipalities, I can see approximately, it had been in use on 3 years. And today we have had helped already 1,200 young people. And we have 50 municipalities of 79 who are using this system. And we can see that if municipalities making contact, the case managers are proactive, then they are more effective. They can create more contacts with young people who actually are in need. Here you can see the map of Estonia, and the yellow ones are the municipalities who are using this system today. So here we can see change in employment rate since the beginning of monitoring. Here I can say that after 7 months, youth that needed help and got help, this is the green line, are in the same position that the ones that did not needed help, and this is the blue line. So, and the gray line is the line that shows us the situation if these young people wouldn't have received as support. So we can see that the green line have increased rapidly, especially on the left picture. And here we can see this on the left are the municipalities who have participated in all monitorings, and they are active municipalities, I can say. And on the right, you can see the municipalities who are not that active. They maybe do not make contact so actively. So we can see here are a huge, they're not similar pictures. And here as well, you can see the increase in employment rate and wages in 12 months. And as well, the green line is the situation where young people have received help. The gray line is here if these young people is in need, but they couldn't get any help. And we can say that the young people who received help from Youth Guarantee Support System was 12 months after the start of the monitoring, 1.7 times more likely to be employed or in education, 1.5 times more likely to be in employment, and 3.5 times more likely to be in education. And this is our Youth Guarantee Support System survey that we had last December. So what are the main obstacles in young people's journey? They are, of course, family background that often is negative. There are not very good relationships with parents. Very often, especially mental health problems, but physical health problems as well. There are lack of social skills, lack of education and low skills, and environment and regional inequality. And some examples from my field work, I can say. I once worked with a 17-year-old girl who had anxiety disorder, but she really wanted to continue his education. He had basic education, if I remember right. And I sent out this letter, and I didn't receive any answer from this girl, but her mother called me. And she said that, yeah, my girl wants to continue her education, but he could not meet any person. So the anxiety is so hard. This is so hard for her. So we started the cooperation with her mother, and at the end we actually could help her, because he started to with very little steps, but still she started to visit doctors, and as well it was possible for her to start distant learning. So he went to evening school and started to take some e-courses. And with little steps, she continued her education. And the other case I can remember is one mother who once called me, and she was very worried about her 26-year-old son. And the story of this family was very, I can say, sad, because they was in this situation. The boy had a very extremely bad mental health situation, and they searched some help, but they were very exhausted, and this boy was only sitting at home, I can say, playing computer games, drinking a lot of alcohol, using drugs, and the situation was actually, I can say, it was very long history behind it. So we take little steps. So we started to contact with this boy. We meet. He got support person who is there for him and take some courses. So he had some activity to do. And after I left the job, the mother was extremely thankful that there was one person that really take this proactive step, make the one step to send out the letter and make a call to his son, because this boy didn't really take seriously anything that his mother said to him. So if I can take in conclusion, I can say that I have seen that families are really exhausted in different situations, and they have lost hope. This attitude is that no one can help us anymore. We are actually very lonely, and they do not have really the resources to seek help themselves. So in my experience, I can say that this is very important, that we have proactive approaches like youth guarantee support system, and I think that we need more approaches like this, because we actually do not know, especially in today's situation, in pandemic situation. We are so closed in our homes, and this this proactive approach can really help a lot of families and young people. And if we talk about feedback, this in general, the feedback has been positive. And I can see that the trust in young people to government and I can say to our local and overall municipalities and the government overall is more, the trust is increased. So I think this is very, very positive. And we have had a positive feedback. So thank you. This is all.
Thank you very much for joining us and finding the time. Definitely the question of, or the issue of young people, neither in education or employment, is something that several municipalities and countries are facing within Europe currently as well. So hopefully this gave some insight on how Estonia is tackling this problem. So thank you for joining us. We are now moving on. Before that, just a quick reminder that if you're watching us either from YouTube or Facebook, then on the comment section, if you ask comments, questions, your thoughts, then we can take them into account, and I can also ask the presenters those questions that really interest you, and thus giving you the possibility to also be a part of this convention today. So as I mentioned, we are taking now a trip and moving further. We're now moving to Poland, where we are joined by Marcena Paczkot, who is the advisor to the mayor of Krakow City for family affairs. And also with her, we have Malgorzata Wawrinska and also Joanna Madec, who come from the Office of Family Affairs in the Municipal Department of Social Policy and Health. And they will elaborate on activities implemented for family during the COVID-19 pandemic, and things that have happened there, which we can all take examples of.
Good morning, Tallink. Marzena Paszkot, pełnomocnik prezydenta miasta Krakowa do spraw rodziny. Serdecznie dziękuję organizatorom za zaproszenie miasta Kraków na II Europejski Kongres Gmin. Serdecznie witam organizatorów, wszystkich prelegentów oraz widzów konferencji. Z przyjemnością, Szanowni Państwo, i dumą reprezentujemy projekty, które zostały stworzone w celu, aby minimalizować negatywne wpływy COVID-19 na społeczny, ekonomiczny dobrobyt rodzin w naszym mieście. Małgorzata, please for presentation.
Good morning, welcome from Krakow, and I will translate what Mrs. Paszkot said. She thanked to the organizers and thanked for sending invitation to our city, Krakow. She would like to kindly welcome the organizers, participants and viewers of the conference, and we are very proud to present projects which we created in our city to decrease negative impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the social and economic welfare on families. And right now we will start the presentation. So I will try to start. So all the projects which we will be talking about are under the auspices of Mrs. Marzena Paszkot. First, I would like to present basic statistics about our city. So the population of Krakow was in 2019 approximately 780,000 inhabitants. We have been observing positive growth for last 10 years. The ratio in 2019 was 2%. Looking at the age statistics, the percentage of people of the city population, we can see that children aged 0 to 14 years is the percent of the population is 14.5. Youth 8%, and seniors, which means people 65 plus years, is 20%. In 2017, a family survey was conducted on a representative group of Krakow's inhabitants, which in results showed us that the main family model is the traditional one. So almost 80%, the results are almost 80% are families with two parents and with one or two children. The vast majority of parents live in a formal relationship. 10% of the total sample were the parents of a child with special needs. And right now we would like to show our long-term projects, which we usually run. We will show you the impact of the COVID on that projects. So the first one is the Krakow 3+ Family Card Program. It was implemented in September 2014. Its aim is to support large families, which are this one with at least 3 children. 5,000 large families were granted to obtain personalized Krakow Family Card 3+. In that program, we have over 400 partners, including private and public ones, which offer discounts for families in over 450 locations in Krakow. The card offers a number of discounts and rebates for families in areas such as public transport, culture, entertainment, sport, childcare for children under 3 years old, health, gastronomy, and many other services. Also, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Krakow financed purchase of tickets for children from large families for cultural and recreational activities, of course organized in the free time from school, carried out in strict sanitary regimes. So during winter and the summer holidays were issued tickets to cinemas, playrooms, ice rinks, other sports activities with the support of instructors and coaches. We also held 2 family outdoor city games, and we can say that nearly 4,080 children benefited from the program. Another project is the Family Krakow for Family N program. It was has been implemented since November 2017. Its aim is to support Krakow families with children with special needs, including as well adult children with that kind of problems. So we try to increase their participation in social life and facilitating access to public goods and services. In that program, we have over 60 partners, and the Krakow allows for its participants allows for free public transport, discounted access to educational, cultural, sports, and recreational and tourist institutions, free admissions, for example, to National Museum and Krakow Zoo, and using the range of private companies and institutions. Our great project is as well parents clubs. In our city, we have 43 clubs. They are run by municipal cultural centers and by NGOs. These are the places of meetings and integration for parents with children, in particular under 3 years old, and people expecting children. And this is the place of conducting family workshops, increasing parental competences, and developing the skills and interests of children and parents. The workshops takes time 5 times a week, 5 hours a day, free of charge, and you can meet as well classes with specialists, including doctors, speech therapists, psychologists. During the pandemic, all the activities were carried out in a hybrid or remote manner. there was also, because of the pandemic, was launched project Nurseries and Parents Clubs online. Its aim was to support parents and children under 3 years of age in the challenging situation of home isolation in the lockdown. So when the sanitary restrictions did not allow institutions to operate in the class, children's playsets prepared by teachers were published every day as a suggestion how to organize interesting time and wise time for little children. Once the nurseries reopened, the proposal of games were transferred into Idea Bank online, which can still be accessed by parents and carers of the youngest children. We right now on the special Krakow site dedicated to Krakow's families have over 50 games and advice tips published. And another project is Workshops by Piastów 22. It is a project in which parents with children up to 3 years of age, people expecting children, and young people aged 13, from 13 to 26 can find relaxing and inspiring space for development. It's a place of educational, cultural, and recreational workshops and meetings and conversations with specialists in various fields. And right now, I would like to pass the voice to my colleague Joanna Madej, who will tell you about mental health support projects.
Thank you. So I start with the Greenhouse project, and the Greenhouse is fully financed by the municipality of Krakow. It is a place when parents with children under 3 years old and those who are expecting children can receive psychological support without prior registration. The center specializes in early social isolation of children, supporting gradual separation between child and parent, preparing children for nursery care, and helping the parent overcome isolation and loneliness, which can contribute to, for example, postpartum depression. Its primary task, however, is the prevention and detection of disorders in family relationships. Every day from Monday to Friday, at least 2 therapists and an animator are available for 4 hours a day to parents or guardians with children under 3 years old and to those who are expecting children. Periodically, at times of increased sanitary restrictions, the activities of the center were carried out remotely. The next is Teen Zone project. Teenager Zone at the Dworek Białoprudnicki Culture Center is a project run by the Culture Center in cooperation with the Krakow Association of Court Superintendents. It is supported by the advisor to the Mayor of Krakow for Family Affairs and has the financial backing of the Municipal Department of Social Policy and Health. The Teenager Zone offers help to teenagers who face problems at home or school. It is also open to parents or guardians who struggle supporting teenagers with their problems and challenges. Targeted support is provided daily by on-call specialists, therapists, and psychologists, for example. Currently, consultations focus on topics related to the pandemic, including problems with homeschooling, feelings of isolation, of exclusion, etc. They do not have a specific time frame, so it takes place as often as long as the individual needs. And then Psychological First Aid Center. Since December last year, the inhabitants of Krakow can obtain free psychological support. The help is addressed to people who found themselves in a mental crisis caused by a difficult life situation that appeared on intensified as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is a newly created project, which is response of the city of Krakow to the potential threat to the mental health of its inhabitants as a result of the pandemic. Each resident of Krakow can consult a therapist at one of 4 stationary help points and, if necessary, online consultations. Each of the points operates twice a week for 4 hours a day. Individual and direct psychological help is provided to people who are experiencing domestic violence, addictions, teenagers in isolations, and others who experience mental difficulties, mainly because of the COVID-19 pandemic results. And next, prevention and health promotion online streams. As a part of the campaign Krakow for Families, 2 educational live streams were carried out on Facebook and YouTube site of Department of Social Policy and Health. The subjects were Safe Family on the web and family cooking. The direct, interactive, user-friendly formula was used to convey important content, awareness of the dangers of the internet, teaching the principles of healthy eating and integration. The events were attended by experts, psychologists, addiction therapists, internet safety experts, popular journalists, and YouTubers.
So, thank you very much.
And obviously, we can talk for hours about Krakow activities for families, but we are limited by the time. So thank you for your attention and for your time.
Thank you, and also from the comment section, a big thank you has been relayed to you for these mental health services, which are obviously terribly important at this time. So thank you, Krakow, for your examples, for your work, and for joining us, finding the time to join us today to share these experiences. I'm sure several people found inspiration from that. Thank you. We are moving on, and next we welcome Cinzia Locatelli, the president of the Union of the Municipalities of Peresõbraliku, and she will expand on the collaboration with family associations and institutions to create attractive and family-friendly territory.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about our experience. Let me introduce myself. I am Cinzia Locatelli, the mayor of the municipality of Cerete, a little town in the province of Bergamo. To give you some precise indications, we are in the north of Italy in a beautiful hilly area called the Seriana Valley. My municipality is small. If we compare it with some international realities, I will say that it is very tiny. However, in Italy, the small municipalities are more than 5,000. We have 1,600 residents who double in summer and winter because Cerete is located in a touristic area. Here today, I'm not only speaking on behalf of Cerete, but of a group of 5 municipalities that are part of a district within where we manage a series of services, including family policies. We have been a family-friendly district since 2017, thanks to the large families who live in this area, and have introduced us to this beautiful reality of family-friendly municipalities. My fellow mayor and I have enthusiastically accepted the invitation to be part of this large family, and since then, every political and administrative decision has been taken bearing in mind the repercussions that this decision will have on the families of the area. The territory in which we live, while being truly splendid, is not exactly a stone's throw from a city. Therefore, like all the centralized area, it is interested by depopulation and the decreased birth rate. In fact, our first objective as mayors is certainly to contrast this phenomenon. Trying to bring as many services as possible closer to our families and making our municipalities more attractive and among the most difficult objectives to achieve, and for which we are constantly committed. Unfortunately, in Italy, but I hope it's not just our problem, the level of bureaucracy is very high. and we lack a family-friendly culture in most of the country. In fact, we lack a vision of society centered on the well-being of family, because here is the point. Until each of us isn't convinced that the well-being of family equals the well-being of an entire society, it is unlikely that ambitious goals will be achieved. Shortly after our district became family-friendly, an active collaboration was born with the large families of the area who came together to support and often carry out family initiatives themselves. The association has become our operational arm, a valuable ally in the design and implementation of all our family policies. In practice, we started with very simple actions linked to the organization of small events that were designed with the aim of networking between families and associations. And we arrived at much more important actions last year. During 2020, we launched the certification program for the commercial activities of the territory, and the number of participants is constantly increasing. All the activities that ask to be identified as family-friendly activities must themselves activate family policies and organize their management with initiatives and services dedicated to families. Unfortunately, the pandemic that still afflicts the whole world has created a lot of problems here. Bergamo, and in particular the Seriana Valley, was the center of the first very serious wave of health emergency in Italy. Our towns have suffered and still suffer greatly from the long periods of closure. People are struggling to recover from the shock caused by the loss of family members. The social and economic structure of our small municipalities has suffered heavy repercussions, and it will take years to be able to recover. In this situation, the actions related to the support of families were even more indispensable and necessary. Fortunately, the collaboration with the Large Families Association has never failed. Indeed, far from it, it has evolved according to people's needs, and this is a great merit that must be recognized to the association, and that makes the collaboration even more important and indispensable. We have activated support projects and homework help for pupils in difficulty with distance learning. We have launched a series of initiatives to relaunch trade in small shops in our towns who were brought to their needs by closures and online sales. We did that because we are convinced that these small realities are the lifeblood of our municipalities. They are important garrisons for territories and that risk to become more and more depopulated. We have activated certification and promotion projects for those companies that within them activate policies to support workers with dependent children, because work is essential for the lives of men and women. However, at the same time, the reconciliation between home and work is an indispensable aspect in order not to lose sight of the importance of family realities. We have proposed the competitions that could reward young entrepreneurs who have decided to stay in our little realities and create their own business right here, because we want to give work and keep our territory alive. We have decided to reward and welcome all the newborn with events dedicated to them, and with a small gift that is delivered to home of every family that has a baby. The Welcome Baby is a little box containing products provided from the family activities of the area, and in which you can find all the useful types relating to the services for family that our municipalities offer. These are simple but concrete gestures that make the administration feel close to the citizen, and that make each of our residents feel like an active part of a real community made up of people and made for families. In Italy, there is still a lot to do in terms of family policies and family support, which, by the way, it must not be seen as a support for its own sake, but rather an incentive and investment in our families and in the future of our country. We really hope that the upcoming years, all our institutions will prioritize the will to concretely activate family policies. It will take years to reap the benefits, and the sooner we start, the sooner concrete results will be seen. In the meantime, we, in our own small way, are deeply convinced of goodness of our choices. And we will continue undeterred to put families at the center of our political and administrative agenda. I think I have told everything I wanted to tell you. So thank you for listening to me, and enjoy the rest of our conversation.
And thank you for your input here. You mentioned the COVID pandemic, obviously, as this is something that's in all of our minds. Do you think large families is a target group that is somehow especially affected by the COVID pandemic? And if so, what perhaps are the specific policies targeted at large families?
Yes, unfortunately, large families has so many problems. The distance learning has been a great problem, and today also today they have to come back with this.
Do you think there are some easy fixes, or from your experience, which perhaps municipalities can do to help in those challenges that the large families especially are facing during the pandemic?
We have tried to rent a device. For example, we have hospitated the children of large family in our instructors with a best connection. For example, municipality can do something, yes, sure, but we need that all the entire network of the area works in synergy to have to can do something concrete.
Okay, that's of course understandable. Thank you. Thank you for your time and for being able to share your experiences in our convention today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we again are moving on and moving to a new city and listening to their experiences concerning this more family-friendly Europe being the subject of today's convention. So we are now moving on to Zagreb, where we welcome Dordica Svaton, who comes from the Office for Demography. And we will hear about the initiative on focusing on creating a business climate and providing opportunities for young people, also to ensure adequate support for young people in their challenges, and also promote youth transition by stimulating entrepreneurial environments and strengthening entrepreneurial competences, taking into account especially the needs of young families.
Good morning, everyone. Hello from sunny Zagreb. It's a great pleasure and honor to be again part of this convention. Zagreb was a member of the first convention, and now here we are again. We are very proud to be presenting our means to help families, big ones and small ones. This time we decided to give some different measure, to present some different measure. All of our measures were presented in February on our virtual tour, so you can saw what we have. This time we will present you one of our firm that is dedicated to gather around young entrepreneurs and to give them support when they are starting business, and the fact how can they help their families and make as much easier professional life so they can be dedicated to their family lives. First of all, I will give you the CEO, some video from the CEO of Zvitser, that's the name of the company, and afterwards I will give you a short presentation and explain how the Zvitser helps their family.
Zvitser is a supporting institution for entrepreneurs. It is founded by the city of Zagreb, and its aim is to boost and foster innovative projects and products into global market. So we have created several programs that could support young people on their way to establish a sustainable company. We have several accelerating models. We have incubation program, also lots of mentorship and support in educational manner. Since the city of Zagreb is founder of the Zagreb Innovation Center, they secure the funding for all our programs. Like convertible loan that is very popular, also Startup Factory, and our final conference, which is very popular, Zagreb Connect. Zagreb Innovation Center has a holistic approach to support entrepreneurship among young people. So let's say there is more than 100 startups at the moment here. Mostly they are young founders, younger than 35 years, and some of them have families and small children, and we are very keen to have them around. So we adapted the playground for them, and we organize lots of workshops for children. Also, we have the final of the STEM championship in Croatia here. Our tenants are very happy to be here, and they feel this place like their home, and they feel it like very productive ecosystem where they have everything they need to be focused on their work.
So you saw the CEO. Now I will take a short presentation that will explain more about how the Zvitser help the families and what they do. Just a moment. I hope you can see it. So this is a little bit fact about Croatia. I said already, you can see all of the details in our virtual tour. So what's the ZICER? ZICER is Zagreb Innovation Center. That's a business support organization for the young entrepreneurs. It is intended to ensure support for each stage of the lifetime for young businesses. You can also see how does it look like. It's very modern, and it is dedicated to put out good environment and good services to the young entrepreneurs. When you start a business, you need all the help you can get. So the ZICER give you incubation and acceleration for young companies, and to support the companies in every way they can do it, with financing, co-working, with all the education and counseling, and with all the support networking they need to get, so they can put up their ideas into actual products and to get market share that they wanted to have. The most important thing is incubation and acceleration. Incubation means that they are provided with every help a startup might need to succeed, to become competitive. They have a stimulating workspace, and ZICER gives to their tenants up to 85% of the costs deduction for renting a workspace. Workspace can be rented on a weekly basis, monthly or yearly basis. They get all the counseling and education for what they have a need. They have mentoring and networking from older startups that now are normal firms. They are not in startup phase. All the networking connections to get internationalization and to go out to foreign markets. All the technical support with smart infrastructure. Acceleration is all that, but in intensive 8-week program. So some startups do not want to become tenant of ZICER incubation, so they want to have a short program that can give them support, promotional network. They get case studies. This 8-week program is very intensive, so the part of the startup entrepreneurs come to acceleration, and when they see the good climate in the incubation, they hop into incubation and becomes a ZICER's tenant. One of the part of ZICER is Plavi Ured. When we would translate it into English, it would be blue office, but not because they are sad, but because the blue is the color of the city of Zagreb. So the blue Plavi Ured gives education and counseling, not only for ZICER's tenants, but to all young people, even older people who are starting business. They can come to Plavi Ured and they get education, counseling, some idea sharing, how to do and how to do it as much with not so many problems on their way. ZICER also for their tenants gives all of these laboratories, they are included when you are a tenant of a Zitzer, and when you need support, you can use any of these centers. They are very highly tech, they are developed, people make their schedules, all the entrepreneurs can come and use laboratories in every way they are in need. One of the Zitzer's big part is Zagreb Connect. That's a conference. That's the most prominent startup conference in Croatia. It is very highly recommended, not only in Croatia but from the surrounding. You can get there discussions how to internalize your success, and some of those innovators are very brilliant, but they are shy and they are introverts. So on this conference, they get out, they get on the spotlight and share their ideas and their experience. It is very important because winners of the startup conference get support, financially support. So throughout the years, over 3.5 million kunas were dedicated for development of their products. Here are some innovation solutions that tenants of the Zitzers made. And the most important now thing is how Zitzer helps families. Well, they started to give their services, education, incubation and acceleration to their tenants, but they wanted to do it on the best way and to have all the needs of the tenants supplied. So they started not only to give business help, but also to assure that people are getting the help even outside the business, because if you can make people happy, they are better functioning on workplaces and also in the family surrounding. What does that mean? That means that the Zitzer's offices are open 24/7. That is not for the intention that they have to work 24/7, but that they can organize their work day in the way that is the most convenient, and that they can come to work in a laboratory or in their offices when they can have someone to take care for the children if other parent is working regular working hours, or even if they cannot have care for their children, they can took the children to Zitzers. You can see on the picture they have a playground. They also, before the pandemic, it was more oriented toward kids, so they had even some workshops for the kids. And there were some intentions to have a professional, one professional that will take care of the children when they come and if they come. So you see here, it's a child-friendly environment, and the children are allowed and they are very welcome to come to Zitzer. When you have reduced costs of doing business, you don't have to think about will you have enough money for all the business needs, and will it become enough for your family needs. So with this principle, and you saw that the reduction of the leasing offices is very, very high, so you don't have to you don't have to think about every kuna on the way some other firms have to think about. All those things were part of ZITR even before the directive EU 1158 on work-life balance for parents and carers, because the CEO and his team thought that the ZITR must be complete even without some regulation from the state or EU. So all the tenants try to get self-actualization because they wanted to become successful. So from that they get content and happiness, and they can assure a happy childhood for their families. So you see the short presentation, and I would like you to see very, very short how the ZITR really looks like and what the people do there. So this was the presentation of one a little bit different indirect measure of City of Zagreb. One thing that I forgot to mention is the CEO of ZITR has 6 children, so I think it's worth mentioning. He has a big family, so one part of these measures that ZITR incorporated is the need from the CEO of ZITR, and of course it's very welcome. Thank you very much for your attention and the opportunity to show the Zagreb's means and ways to help families.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation, and I'm sure several of our viewers found it really interesting. I definitely did, and would someday definitely like to visit ZITR as well. So thank you. We are now moving on. Just a quick reminder to our viewers that you can definitely use the Facebook and YouTube comment sections for asking questions to our presenters so that you could get exactly what you need out of our convention today. We are now moving on to Portugal. Daniela Oliveira is the head of the Office of Support to the Mayor of Penafiel, with a special focus on portfolio of the family and social inclusion. And she will today discuss the family plan for municipality and how it includes policies, activities and services related to family support. Sorry, you need to unmute yourself. We cannot do it on our end.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I don't speak English very well, but I'll try. My name is Daniela Oliveira, and I'm here to represent the municipality of Penafiel. I'm the head of the Cabinet of Support to the Mayor of Penafiel, with a special focus with a portfolio of the family and social inclusion. I have a presentation. I will share with you. Just a moment. Okay. You can see?
Yes.
Okay. And our municipality has had a solidarity municipal plan since 2012. And today we have 42 policies, service, activities to family support, especially aimed at families with children and depending on their number. Today, I will share with you just a few examples. Gabinete de Apoio à Família. This is a service that aims to be a mediating agent to help improve and promote healthy family dynamics, acting in an individual and or community way. For all families without social support who had a situation of crisis in their family dynamics or from external situations, with a parents club, psychological support, among others, open 5 days a week. The municipal large family card is intended to support whole families with 5 or more members who have lived in the municipality of Penafiel for at least 2 years. In Penafiel, with this card, families are also entitled to reduce the family price for water consumption, 50% reduction in admissions for cultural, sports, and recreation shows, among others. 50% reduction in municipal swimming pools, 50% reduction in educational and sport holiday. Comissão Municipal de Proteção ao Idoso. It's a multidisciplinary work team which aims to promote the rights of the old people and prevent or reply to situations that may affect the safety, health, or well-being of the old people. We have the social and family rate water and sanitation allows exception from the fixed water and sanitation tariff. The benefits grows depending on the number of the large family elements. Penafiel Habita, rental support. This policy aims to support renting in the private market for families with economic difficulties by avoiding eviction. Support for the payment of energy supply. We pay the energy bill to families with economic difficulties. Penafiel Cuida, support the purchase of medication to children and young people, mental health medication, medication in oncological disease, medication for the old people and retired. offer of single or progressive lessons through the partnership with OTICAs of the municipality, breast cancer screening, free transportation for women who suffer from breast cancer. Gabinete de Psico-Oncologia. The Psychology Office is the result of a protocol with the Portuguese League Against Cancer and aims to provide psychological care to all cancer patients, their families, and health professionals seeking to improve their quality of life. The municipality provides a social emergency house, temporary accommodation for families whose home has been destroyed or seriously affected by serious accident or catastrophe, as well as a temporary shelter for victims of domestic violence with or without children. Gabinete de Apoio ao Imigrante. This is the office that provides a free service to citizens who have immigrated or to those who have returned and to those who intended to immigrate, supporting them in solving various issues. Our municipality provides free school transport and scholarship, helping families to improve their family budget. We provide the preschool extracurricular activities, music and English, school projects, theater, robotics, chess, among others. And the COVID-19 pandemic, we have created a plan to support families and respond to reply to the COVID-19 impact on the local economy with 45 measures to prevent and contain the virus, supporting families and to support the local economy. Like a solidarity network, psychological support line, supporting food on medication, business support center, food support for dogs and cats from families with economic difficulties, among others. Thanks for your attention. If you have any doubts, please feel free to take me on my email, daniela.oliveira@cm-penafiel.pt. Will be a pleasure to help you. I hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Perhaps on the almost very last slide, you mentioned the COVID pandemic related measures and especially the family-oriented ones. Perhaps you can give us some examples of the ones that you feel in your experience and in your municipality have worked extremely well or especially well, or have been the ones that are the most important ones.
We created one plan with social associations and I don't say I don't know. The municipality of Penafiel with social associations. It's a partnership and develop our city and council. And we have any issues and have any problems and our municipality responds immediately that's the situations our families, and I don't understand what you want. I say, if you, it's very complicated. If you want to, in Penefiel, it's we have a very difficulty with pandemic COVID-19, and we have many measures with a partnership and social situations. What I say.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. These examples definitely are very welcome in our convention today, and thank you for presenting your family plan and the measures that you are enacting in Penefiel as well. So thank you. We are now moving on. We're going to Hungary, as we're still taking the trip of several places in Europe that are implementing different family-friendly measures. And today we welcome Tamas Józsa, who is the head of cabinet at the municipality of Veszprém, and he will give us a presentation on the topic of the communities involving families in Veszprém, which also will be the European Capital of Culture in 2021. Congratulations on that, and welcome to our convention.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity and for the invitation to speak today on this convention on behalf of my hometown, Veszprém, town of Veszprém. It's located in the very middle of the Trans-Danubian, so on the western side of the country. Yes, indeed, we have the privilege to hold the title of the European Capital of Culture in year 2023. This is also a topic I would like to touch in my presentation. And I am at the moment sharing my screen. All right, is it there? Can you see that?
Yes.
All right, so before talking about the ECOC 2023 program, I'd like to briefly touch the general level, the family policies and the family programs of Hungary provided by the state. Perhaps it's been known that Hungary has put a lot of efforts and funding in support of the families. We have a significant state funding system in place, indeed. And one feature of this system is that in 2020, some roughly 5% of the total GDP of the country went to this field, and the spendings were targeting the families. Of course, it is to create a motivational background for the families so that young couples cannot feel that it is some kind of a burden or an overwhelming problem to start a family and to have children. So there's a lots of effort put in place on the level of the state. On the infrastructural side, there has been launched a widely supported capacity building program. At the moment, there are 1,100 nurseries, daycare centers that are being renovated or newly erected. And by the end of the year, this capacity will reach the 70,000 places. Those are nursery places, daycare centers for kids in between the age of 1 and 3. At the same time, parallel to this, the kindergartens are being developed as well. Some 16,000 new places will be provided by the end of this year, and this program was launched by the state. One unique element of the system is the grandparental maternity leave. Perhaps it's something only Hungary has introduced. This initiative is providing the maternity leave funding, the child support funding for the grandparents, so that the young adults can actually go back to work very early on and receive salary and pursue their career goals, so that the kids are being taken care of by the grandparents, and actually it's the grandparent who receives this state funding, and one grandparent can actually take care of more children from more of their kids, more grandkids, and this is for a 3 years period of time for the grandparents. And so we have some tax reliefs for the families. If you're a mother with 4 children, there is absolutely no personal income tax to be paid, and there is a very significant donation funded by the state for young couples. This not to be reimbursed donation up to 30,000 euro per couple is provided those young couples who want to buy their first home, their first flat, and it is very popular because it's money not to be paid back to the state, and combined with commercial loans from the bank, it actually means that the young couple doesn't actually need any prior investment to start their own separate life in a new home. So it's a very, very big achievement on the side of the state right now. And there are, of course, state-funded loans for families to renovate their homes, and these are, of course, very beneficial loans, and even family cars, minivans are sponsored or subsidized by the state with loans. On the level of the municipal system, the municipalities in Hungary are actually operating the institutions. These are the basic services on the field of health, social care, and we have, of course, the nurseries and kindergartens operated and run by the municipalities. In Veszprém, in my hometown, we are responsible for 516 kids in the nurseries, which is a very well-developed institutional system. It's for the kids in between the age of 1 and 3 years old. The municipal system is also providing the basic healthcare service. Among that is also some unique element, which is not only do we have family doctors, but we have family nurses. And the family nurses are visiting the newborn babies before entering the nursery. So in between the year of 1 and 3, they are obliged to go and visit the family where there is this newborn very frequently. They are giving advices on the very practical issues to the newborn mother, to the new mother, and the results of consultation. It's also a very popular service in Hungary that is provided by the municipalities. Of course, the municipal housing system also in Veszprém and everywhere else prioritize the families, those in social needs, to provide affordable housing for them. We have the special school for the disabled kids that are mentally challenged, and also for mentally challenged adults. We have a daycare center, actually more of them in the town, and they offer daily activities, even labor for those handicapped mentally, so that the rest of the family can actually go back to work and proceed with their life and participate in productive ways in the life of the society. It's the last one is actually a regional institution, but it is operated by Veszprém, and the smaller proximity the services are available. The main service areas of the multipurpose unified social institution is basically the healthcare system is operated by this institution that is maintained by the municipality. We have elderly daily care centers here, dementia centers provided by this institution, and elderly homes with food wards and elderly care at home. So the food and other means are delivered to the homes of the elderly. On the municipal level, we not only have these institutional offers and services, but we have financial support system in operation as well. This financial support system is twofold. On one side, we have the services that all the municipalities are obliged to provide. These are services that are actually granted by the state, but operated by the municipality, such as the regular child protection grants and the daily meals for the kids in schools, kindergartens, and in the nurseries 3 times a day. These are actually provided by the municipality, and the default situation is that it is free for them. Some parents who want to pay, they can actually contribute to these services. On the other side, this is the service groups that are provided by the municipalities as well, but on a voluntary basis. So these are optional for the municipalities. In Veszprém, we have the school enrollment support. We have the baby welcome package as well. The daily meals for kids also in the holiday season. And we have monthly transplantation passports for families, and housing subsidy, rental support for university students. We even do have this residential solid waste management fee for the elderly, medical supports, and extraordinary crisis support as well. And funeral services are also free as being requested by the family. And as I also mentioned, the housing subsidy for families, and of course we also do have the shelters for home, the shelters for families with domestic violence, so these mother homes. Go on with my presentation with regards to the European Capital of Culture 2023. We also do have a lot of focus and attention on the families. Here I can mention 5 topics maybe. The first one is community building. There are family programs being developed right now that aim to have to create experience between families with different backgrounds and between different age groups. So it's kind of a coming together on the level of the city, on the level of the neighborhoods. We also do want to introduce the voluntary culture. We have lots of civic organizations. These are free NGOs and free time activity groups, many of them in the town. And it is an open opportunity for them to show themselves to each other, to show themselves for the wider public, and even to compete in the field of recruiting more and more volunteers for the ECOC program. Considering tradition is actually the main framework to keep our cultural identity is due to customs and traditions, and it's being traditions are fading away, and it's a proclaimed commitment to tighten the transfer of traditions and customs between the generations within the family. So it's indeed a goal to enhance the cohesion within the family. because family is the driving vehicle of traditions and culture. In case of innovation, when we talk about innovation, we think of the flexible employment types that are a challenge to introduce them on the local level, but it is our goal and it is our main objective to introduce those formats of untypical employment so that families can adapt to the new environment of digital and modern living. When we talk about sustainability, we think of the green and blue environment, which is in which we do have the privilege to have a beautiful surrounding. We have mountains and lakes around the town, so it's the heritage that we want to make sure that the new generations can also enjoy. And that's also in the umbrella of the ECOC 2023. My last slide is also about the ECOC. In the field of the infrastructural development, we have 5 main sites that we focus on. The first one is the West Frame Castle district. It's actually not a castle, but the collection of palaces. It's the main touristical attraction of the town, which is under development, renovation. The cultural district is also a main topic, given the ECOC title. We have a specific area where these services are being located: museum, art school, library, and the theater. Those are the surroundings that are also being under development. Transportation is a key issue, given that ECOC is in West Frame a regional matter, so we want to make sure that all the sites are available for the public, and there's the reach, the interconnectedness is provided. So one program is being finished, the other one is starting somewhere else. It's very easy to get there. So transportation is some of the development area that we are tackling with, and the accommodation for the tourist is also a field that we have to focus on. I mean, the commercial services, hotels, hostels, and low budget places are being developed as well. Utashi Housing Estate is the last one, which is a very unique one in the field of ECOC. Utashi Housing Estate, these are high 10, 12-story buildings. This is the area of the town where roughly 1/3 of the population is located and living. These are socially challenged districts, and it is our goal and aim to make this living attractive and popular again, so that people are not moving away but moving in to these places, so that the public spaces are being renovated, new open door sport facilities are being erected, and cultural programs are being brought to these people, actually to the doors of these buildings. I think roughly that's all that I wanted to tell you today. Thank you very much again for the invitation, and thank you for your attention. I'm very happy to have some feedback from you.
Thank you. Thank you for your introduction to the services and measures that you are using, and thank you for focusing on family-friendly policies as well. We do not, however, have time for questions, so when we are moving on and taking our last stop in the trip around Europe to see good practices and experiences about family-friendly policies. So we are welcoming Dr. Michalis Christakis, who is the president of the Pan-Hellenic Association of General Secretaries in Municipal Authorities in Greece, and also General Secretary of the Municipality of Nea Smyrgi, Attica, Greece. And he will discuss joining the European Network of Family-Friendly Municipalities and effects on the development of family policies in Greek local governments. Before he begins, also the 25th of March happens to be the Independence Day in Greece, so Greece is celebrating its 200th anniversary. congratulations on that and welcome to our convention.
Thank you very much, Ms. President. I would like to thank you for the invitation in the second European Convention on Family-Friendly Municipalities. I should say that it is a very crucial event because this gives us the incentive to think again about producing good ideas or listening to good ideas and also copying some good practices that I have. And we can always have the experience of good practices that we can also put in practice in our municipalities. And also my congratulations go to the European Large Families Confederation and definitely to the Estonian Association of Large Families that I would like to thank them for inviting us to present what is going on in Greece and especially in Iasverni. It is definitely the case that also I should mention the Supreme Confederation of Multi-Child Parents of Greece, with whom we have really worked together in order to have a common approach towards this conference. And we hope that this will become an institution and that will also every year bring very close to us good ideas that have been produced throughout Europe. I should, let's say, share with you my presentation. Just give me 1 minute. Something I'm not doing properly.
Now move on to your presentation. Yeah, and if you enter full screen, then we will see the presentation full screen.
All right, all right.
Yes, very good.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, first of all, I should say that today I represent the Association of the General Secretaries and Municipal Authorities. Greece has 332 municipalities throughout the country. And at the time being, we have, my colleagues are present in 212 of them, in practically the 2/3 of the municipalities in Greece. And more or less, the general secretaries are having the role, let's say, of the ones that more or less manage the materialization of the political decisions that the mayors and the municipal councils do take. Let me see. I'm trying to find out how I'm going to move to the next page.
Perhaps you try going backwards.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
Okay. The Pan-Hellenic Association was established on the 25th of June, 2011. And the main goal of ours is to create the proper network between general secretaries throughout the country and provide knowledge, know-how, and at the same time, not only to our colleagues, but also to the mayors. We are very much of the family support from local government because we believe that it's a key institution in all societies in all times. And we believe that undoubtedly the capacity of this institution, the family institution, lies in its dual character. That is a bridge that connects the individual with the collegial life, and at the same time it fulfills both individual and social needs. We are in very close cooperation with the Supreme Confederation of Multi-Child Parents of Greece, And I should mention that we are organizing a major event at the beginning of July in Corinth, in Greece, in the Peloponnese, where the Supreme Confederation of Multi-Child Parents is invited to speak on their agenda, because we are together in order to promote the agenda of this confederation. This confederation studies and promotes multi-child parents' claims towards the state and maintains their ethical and economic support interests. And we support their aims. They promote the exemption of or large discount of multi-child families from municipal taxes. They promote priority admission of the children from multi-child families to municipal nurseries or kindergartens. At the same time, access without criteria to members of multi-child families by demonstrating their identity, which I heard really good ideas and practices, especially from Italy and other places, in social groceries, social pharmacies, and in groups for social tutoring from the municipal authorities, the 50% reduction to the fees for admission of these children to municipal nurseries, for providing a one-off grant for multi-child families that acquire their fourth and onwards child, and also to have an honorary event that we plan, and there are some cities that are already doing it in Greece for young mothers, to grant scholarships, to participate in an annual conference on issues of child family demography, which is a new case for the municipalities in Greece, and also to give a 50% discount for all cultural and sport or other events in our cities, to implement special program for support of infant needs, to provide health benefits, to have a considerable reduction to boarding schools and especially the municipal kindergartens, to establish and operate local centers for creative entertainment of children, and to promote the cases of children holidays or summer camps, sport events in the municipal stadiums, to give a set of baby essentials for every child born, and grant specific discounts according to the plethora of the children that every family has. Let's present some exemplary cases of policies for large families in Greek municipalities. We don't have a unified policy till now, but we have some municipalities throughout the country that already have promoted policies specialized towards the multi-child families. For example, we have municipalities like Marousion, Korydallos, Keratsini, Trapezona, and others that have moved into exemption or large discount from municipal fees. We have the municipality of Athens that admits the children of multi-child families to municipal kindergartens at a priority base. We have a reduction of the fees paid in a lot of municipalities in the municipal nurseries and the kindergartens throughout the country. We have cases of municipalities that they grant an aid when you acquire the fourth or additional child at the amount of 5,000 euros grant. And now we are in the process of sorting out the problems that we have with the state bureaucracy. An exemplary case is the municipality of Glyfada, and also other policies that have adopted on the proposals that the Confederation is promoting is the annual honorary event for young mothers with 4 or more children that is realized by the municipality of Alimos every year. We have again the municipality of Athens that is granting a 50% discount to entry in municipal conservatories and sports organizations. And at the same time, we have the preparation in some municipalities to provide scholarships for children from large families who excel in their education, either in the primary, secondary, or tertiary. Here we see some pictures from the festivities that were held in the municipality of Alimos with the mayor of Alimos and the president of the Greek Confederation of Multi-Child Families during the festivity they did by honoring the mothers in multi-child families. And this is a very good practice that a lot of other municipalities are going to use and start organizing. Because the one capacity I have as a president of the general secretaries is the one that gave me the chance to present all the issues that I referred before. The other capacity that I have is that I am currently the Secretary General of the Municipality of Nea Smyrni, which is in Attica, in the region of Attica, next to the Municipality of Athens. I am proud to say that the majority of the goals of ASPE is the Confederation, have been endorsed by the Municipality of Nea Smyrni, and I will refer to a few of them, such as the exemption of or large discount from municipal fees according to the criteria, to economic criteria in terms of income, priority admission of children from multi-child families to the municipality nurseries or kindergartens, severe reduction to the fees for admission to nurseries or kindergartens, and in some cases, such as in our workers, in the municipality workers, we have an exemption, a complete exemption, scholarships for children from large families who excel in their education, and we're talking about secondary, and in sometimes we are giving grants to the children of large families that go to the universities outside of Attica, discount for participation to activities, programs, and festivities of the municipal conservatory, and in other cases in terms of culture or in any other event that we have for sports. And in addition, besides the goals that ASPE is promoting, the Municipality of Nea Smyrni supports the institution of the family, having endorsed to its policy the following activities and policies. We provide services and benefits for families in the whole. We organize events for families. We develop family-friendly policies. And lately, we try to organize urban planning for families with children. And this is a new case, meaning that we try to return public space to the families, which means in both ends, either for children or for the elderly people to have space to walk or stroll. Support of families is implemented also and organized, providing the following: financial support, psycho-emotional support. We have established the last 5 years specific units that provide these programs for the elderly, health programs, and these programs were largely extended the last period because of the pandemic. Programs for the child, the teenager, the student, and the family in total, and also a large number specialized in terms of culture and sports activities that are connected with the different ages, meaning that we try to support the family in total. The ideas that were provided to us from the Confederation in Greece, and the ideas we saw from the first conference that you were organized, and that and the ones of the second conference, led us very recently to establish in the municipality a family support office in order to have a more strategic approach and policy organized in total for a family in order to put all these things that I mentioned together. So this family support office leads us to have a more holistic approach to services provided in favor of the family, and to organize a more proper connection of care structures and services with family members, aiming to create conditions of social cohesion, because this helps us for a better strategic policy for the future of the city, because we are one of the few cities in Greece that we have made resilient studies in order to see what is the next day that we have to do for the elderly people and also for the children. In this case, the mayor of Nea Smyrni, Mr. Stavros Zoulakis, decided to set up the Family Support Office on March 12, 2021. This Family Support Office operates in both physical and electronic form, so that access to it can be taken place from the families at the 24 hours on a 7 days basis. The distinctive title of the Family Support Office is FU, meaning Family Unity, because this is the core name, or even better for you, the municipality of Nezmini at the same time is in the process to become the first member city of the European network of family-friendly municipalities. And I think that very soon we'll have the honor to become the first municipality of Greece to be a member of this great network. This is the decision of the mayor of Nearmini in English. So we did it on purpose, besides the Greek text, in order to provide the information for everyone who would like to use this basis in order to create their own customized version for their own city. And I should say, concluding that we believe very much on the issue of family, and recently we are connecting it with the issue of demographic development. And this is directly connected with the meaning of resilience of a city, meaning how do we cope with all the new tendencies the next 10 years, the next 15 years. So I should denote that in my dual capacity as General Secretary of the Municipality of Neasmini and as a President of the Pan-Hellenic Association of General Secretaries of Local Government in Greece, that I denote my strong commitment to promote the endorsement of this friendly to the family agenda to all my 210 colleagues in the municipalities of Greece, that they are part of Klesenes today, and at the same time to not only promote but also, let's say, persuade all the 332 mayors in our country that they deserve to start being busy in terms of their strategic planning and policies that they establish, to have a more holistic approach regarding a family policy strategically and economically in total. And that's why we made a study with ASPE, with the Confederation of Multi-Child Families in Greece, in order to collect and put in total all together the good practices throughout the country from different municipalities, in order to persuade mayors and secretaries general that they should try in order to prepare and promote a policy in favor of the families in total. I should thank you for your attention, and I wanted to be very short because I wanted to leave some time for questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Michalis Christakis. Unfortunately, we are running out of time on our convention today. Congratulations on your work so far, and I'm sure it's been inspiring to several municipalities watching today, learning from your experiences. So, as I mentioned, this concludes our good practices round, and I would like to give back the word to Mr. Raul Sanchez, the Secretary General of European Large Families Confederation, who will be delivering or presenting the diplomas to new members of the network. Hey, sorry, Raul, for...
Yes, I know. Sorry very much. Okay, then, no, I was saying that I can feel very happy to listen that Nea Smyrna will be the first Greek municipality of the network. Thank you very much, and we hope this municipality will be the first of many municipalities of Greece, because really we need to create this family-friendly environment from municipalities. Now I'm proud to announce the diplomas that we sent to the new members of the European Network of Family-Friendly Municipalities. We would like to give the diplomas in person, but it's not possible. We sent the diplomas by email, but now I'm going to share with you a very, very short presentation with all the cities that joined the European network from the last convention. This is the delivery of diplomas. Then the first, going by countries, is from the country of Croatia, the municipality of Dubrovnik. From Hungary, the municipality of Budapest, the district 18th. From Hungary too, municipality of Kecskemét. From Hungary, the municipality of Szolnok. From Latvia, the municipality of Vekumieku. From Poland, the municipality of Logo, the municipality of Polkowice. And we go to Portugal. We received many applications from Portugal because they created, we had this agreement with the Observatorio of Family-Friendly Municipalities from Portugal. Then we start with the municipality of Braga. Here we can see the mayor of Braga with the diploma, and Braga will be the next municipality to show its policies in the virtual tour. The municipality of Cabeceiras de Basto, municipality of Castro Marim, municipality of Vilanova de Familassau. Like here we have the members of the city council of Vilanova de Familassau, municipality of Faro, municipality of Figueira da Foz. Here the mayor of Figueira da Foz with the diploma. Municipality of Oliveira das Emeis, municipality of Penafiel. Here we can see the members of the city council, Daniel and the mayor, I suppose, with the diploma of the Penafiel. Municipality of Madalena do Pico, municipality of Ponta Delgada, municipality of Santo Tirso, municipality of Sella, municipality of Trofa, municipality of Villarreal, municipality of Vila de Rei. These are all the new members now in our European network of family-friendly municipalities. Thank you for all of them, and thank you to join this network, and we hope to work with all of them in the next year. Then I would like to give the floor to close this convention, I think, to our president, but maybe first Christine. Thank you.
Thank you, Raul, and congratulations to all of the municipalities moving towards a more family-friendly Europe. As Raul said, closing remarks of this conference will be delivered by Regina Maroncelli, the president of ELFAC.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for following us in this long journey through Europe and family-friendly initiatives. I want to give, first of all, my congratulations to the newcomers in the network. Welcome. We're very happy that you are sharing with us our vision of a new family-friendly Europe. I would like to thank you all, and to thank the Estonian Large Family Association and the Estonian government for its support. I would like to give a special thank to Mrs. Dubravka-Šuica, who gave us very interesting hints and suggestions, and I really hope we will have opportunities to work together in the future. During these 3 hours, we have heard how the network can provide practical tools and competence to municipalities in order to turn their local community to a family-friendly one. We have learned how family themselves and how family associations are important in this project, and how local authorities can address tailor-suit measures for the well-being of citizens during the pandemic, and in every aspect of family and daytime life. I think that it is very important to stress the importance of being an holistic approach that covers every aspect of a family life. And so it was very interesting to hear from Zagreb, for example, examples of how to help young people becoming independent, and how to work with their family. It was very important to hear mental health measures we have realized that the pandemic had done very big damages in these matters. So local authorities that can be close to their citizens are the best place where these measures can be improved. So as you have seen, we have a lot of ideas, a lot of enthusiasm, and a lot of projects. We don't have time now, but I wish you a very nice year from now on, full of good ideas again, and hope to see you next year with a bigger network and more family-friendly good practices. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for your remarks. I would like to also thank all of the presenters who found time to contribute to this convention here and share their thoughts, insights and experiences about moving towards a more family-friendly Europe. Me, myself, coming from a family of one child and also having only one child currently, this all has been very inspiring and very food for thought bringing to me. Also, just a quick reminder that on the LFAC website, you can find more information on joining LFAC if you're a municipality who is motivated to work towards more family-friendly measures and policies, and thus creating a more family-friendly Europe. Thank you from our side. You can rewatch the conference on the YouTube channel if you wish to after this, and also get the good ideas and listen to them again. Stay healthy and hopefully meet all of you in the future when meeting again would be possible. Thank you.